Which one am I looking at? Welcome back. It's another State Out podcast. Hella different scenery a little bit, but we got a guest on today that we had to come out to. His name's Collier Doak.
Yo, what's up?
You called what's your title, like an artist or a musician? Artist, right?
I'd say, yeah, jack of all trades.
Jack of
No,
all
I'm playing,
trades.
but artist, musician, producer. I don't know. Just whatever the blanket statement is, give me that. Yeah.
See, so like we've always had this conversation, like rappers and artists, what's the difference?
I don't think there is a difference.
No?
No. I think artist is someone who makes art, man, and just puts shit out. Like art,
Okay.
you like the dude who painted that is an artist, you know?
Yeah. You're right.
Like rapper's like a subgenre.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. So you can put like
You guys are technically artists.
Mm-hmm.
This is art.
We're
In that case,
we're artists. We're
our
number
sub
one.
would be podcasters.
Yeah, you're hosts.
Creators.
Right, creators.
Yeah, creators.
So that would, I guess, artists,
Yeah, man.
because we're Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see it. I see it.
How do you guys meet
Um,
though? Real quick, just so people know.
We met. So I was at the moment. You know how the algorithm works on TikTok. They can hear everything you're talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting a beat to introduce the podcast for the beginning. You know what I mean? Like,
The intro
yeah.
theme song.
Yeah.
And I was literally just on TikTok swiping, and I saw him, and he's I think he was just creating beats, and I swiped, went through his profile. He's got I love the fucking montage of too smooth of a groove not to move to.
I got episodes on my TikTok.
That shit's
Too
so hard.
smooth of a groove not to move to.
Yeah.
And I'll just like play beats that I made that day.
And he's just
Okay.
creating it right there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right. Went to his Instagram, DM'd him, and I was like, could you do this? And then he actually sent 3 beats at the moment, and it just didn't end up working. I stopped texting him for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
What
I think I
happened?
wanted too much money for him.
I don't even think we got there. We didn't even get to the price.
No, I don't know. I might remember it different.
But yeah, it was
Yeah, I think that's how we all got linked up.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
started listening to his music and fire shit. Is it like indie rock? Is that what it's considered?
I don't know, man. That's one of the biggest like gray areas with my
Yeah.
whole career. Like I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah, like
It's got
for me,
hip-hop.
like it felt like a mixture of like rapping, indie,
Yeah.
rock, all into one. It was
Yeah.
real different though.
Yeah, it's different for
Yeah.
sure. It's got the rap, but I like to pride myself in being
What
a-
inspired you to like create your own kind of lane?
I guess I would just say it just kind of comes from my own head. It just comes from my own creativity.
Yeah.
You know, like the one thing knowing going into it is like being someone who makes music and wants to make music is a different thing than being someone who wants to make music for people to hear, you know? Because I know a ton of musicians who make music, record it, get everything done to where they could just release it, but they don't release it because they're like, nah, fuck that for some reason, you know?
Yeah.
So once I kind of got to the point where I was like, I want people to hear this, in my head, I was like, I'm going to just do it different. Then
Yeah.
I'm going to do it my way. I want to do something that no one's ever heard.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person where someone listens to it and they're like, oh, this sounds like fucking Kendrick. This sounds like MGK,
Yeah.
you know, like just some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted to be saying different things and
yeah.
mashing and mixing, you know?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Have
I
that
think that's
freedom.
what catches my attention too, because I like bars, and you got that, and then I also
Yeah.
like the rock and roll, like
yeah.
rhythm and shit.
Yeah,
Like that
right.
shit's so hard.
Yeah.
I think it kind of lives up to your name. Like, I don't know if anybody searched up the meaning for your name, but I did because I never heard those words before. And it was kind of dope. I learned that the meaning of doke was like someone who's kind of chill and super creative in their work. And
Really?
And I think
No way.
It lives up
I
to
didn't
your
even
name, bro.
fucking know that. That's
Yeah.
sick. I know
Call-
Collier's coal miner though, right?
You're a coal miner?
Dude.
You working
I
hard
guess
for
Creative
those-
coal miner.
I
You're working
guess
hard for those beats, I would
Yeah.
say.
For
so
sure,
it's pretty
dude.
good.
Thank you, man.
Fuck yeah.
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 How do you come
Damn.
up though? Like, what's your whole story?
How'd I came up with the name?
Like music in general.
Music in general. That was I guess I would say like that was always the thing that made me feel the most alive, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
The thing I was called to. Like, I didn't make music till later on in life, but I was always that kid. Like, I remember I couldn't sleep without listening to music when I was like 8. So like my parents got me an iPod with headphones, and they only let me listen to Christian music. So they downloaded all the songs and put it on there, and I would just sit there and just listen to it, and I'm like, this is so fucking cool. But then eventually I got into NWA and shit, and I was like listening to, you know, they don't know about that now. So, but yeah, I was putting on all the stuff that I grew to love, and then my dad was also a drummer.
Okay.
So he drummed in bands, and we always had a drum kit downstairs. So that's what I started on. So like, instead of sitting there and trying to learn a piano, like I'm sure like any of us could sit down at a piano and be like, fuck, dude. Like you can't spend longer than 10 minutes because your attention span's like that. But all of us could sit at a drum set and just fucking go crazy, you know? So it was the perfect storm, you know, to get into it, I guess. But yeah, it started from there. Started playing drums and was like, oh, I can kind of make the shit I'm hearing now. Like I can, you know, this gives me almost an even greater feeling than listening to something someone else made. And then from there, I kind of got bored of the drums. I was like, I want some melody. And this is probably when I was 10. And then right around 12, I ordered a ukulele and then learned to play, you know, all my favorite, like some Jason Mraz. I was learning Jack Johnson and shit, like trying to sing. Put that down. I always played basketball my whole life, so I was super serious doing the AAU shit. Later on, I was like, oh, fuck ukulele. There's only 4 strings. It kind of sissy looking instrument. I was like, fuck that. Let me get an electric guitar. So I think it was like my 13th or 14th birthday. My dad took me. We got an electric guitar. Started to play that, started to get really into it, got an acoustic, was like, wow, yeah, cool. And then was kind of just always decent at guitar. I was just kind of like a campfire guitarist, never thought about making real music. I'd written a couple songs, trash. I think like my first song I ever wrote was like, it was called like Game Winning Shot or something. It was just about basketball. It was like, I shoot the 3 and that shit goes in, you know. Terrible. And then I never really thought anything of it. And then right before COVID started, I met this kid, Sterling. And because I come from Golden, Colorado, man, like small town, no musicians. I didn't know anyone who did music, so there was never that person to look at and be like, oh, that's sick. Like, let me kind of get into this. I never knew how to. I didn't know you could even like record music in your bedroom type shit. I met this kid who'd been doing it, and he's like, when I met him, like somewhat shy, like didn't want to rap on his own beats, didn't want to, you know, be the artist. He was always like, I love producing. I just don't know anyone to fucking produce with. So that was kind of the perfect storm, man. And then we get together and I start like freestyling and rapping on this beat. And like, it was all rap back then. Kind of got into it, started to do it. And then after doing it, you know, for 3 months, I was like, this is sick. I really fuck with this. And then COVID comes around, and we thought that was gonna put a hold on it, but I was not fucking with COVID. Like, especially out there in Colorado, my parents were like, the only person you're allowed to see is Sterling, and Sterling's parents are like the only person you're allowed to see, and this is like hard lockdown. So I essentially lived at his house, and we like lived in the studio, just making shit and just like getting slowly better and better. And I'll play you guys later, or I don't know if you want to hear it on this. Like first couple songs, oh man, terrible. But then I started to get into it, man. I started to really like it, and then we dropped an EP, and some people in the town and around us were like, yo, this is kind of sick. Shit. Like, he's starting to do shit. And then I kind of got more and more into it, and college came around. I had no idea what I was going to do. I applied to, you know, however many schools. I was never the, you know, sit in a classroom and regurgitate shit type of dude. So I knew I wasn't going to go to a big school. I knew I wanted a degree, but I didn't know what I was going to do. Had a friend who lived out in California, and he was like, dude, it's sick. Like, this would be a good place for you to make music. Moved out here, just took the risk. And then once I got out here, it's like everything changed, bro. It's like my skill level 2 years ago, almost like a year and a half when I moved out here, based on where I'm at now, exponentially like different, you know, getting out here, meeting musicians, being able to play, people who can really produce your shit, other musicians that have different ideas, and it just takes your skill level to another thing, and that passion grew and more, and you know, now I am where I am, and it's getting more and more. But I guess that's kind of a quick run through of the origin.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. How did you meet people though when you came out here? Who was that first person that you met that led to a whole some more people?
His name's Micah Wilson, bro.
Oh.
He's my fucking roommate now.
Oh, okay.
He lives here. So I met him in Colorado.
Or your bass guy?
We produced a couple songs together. He produces. He's really good. I met him and then realized he lived out here. And then when I was looking for a spot moving out here, he was like, yo, dude, like I'm looking as well. I know this kid, Sam, who's now also lives with us. He's the bassist in my band, and we've produced a ton of tracks together. Got introduced to them. And then once I moved here, at that time, they both went to Los Angeles College of Music. So, I mean, that's a pretty, you know, high level music school. Like kids move from all over the world. I've met kids from Mongolia and India and just anywhere you can think of, go to that school to do music because they're just like prodigies. And I'm coming from a place, I'm the only person that plays guitar, you know. I didn't know anyone. So now I meet all these people that are just ridiculous, bro. Met them quick, started to form shit, work with new people, and it was humbling at first, you know, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, you know. I think I'm good at guitar, and then I'm terrible. Like I'm still like, I'm way better than I was when I first moved here, but like still compared to like the other kids that are out here, they're crazy. You guys saw my guitarist, David.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
Throw that shit behind his back. He'll play it with his tongue sometimes.
Oh.
I thought
Like,
it was cool doing that shit in Rock Band in front of them.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I see him and I was like, huh? With a real guitar?
Seriously, bro. So like I'm coming from a place where I'm like playing covers and playing I only know 4 chords to meeting these people, you know, and being like, dude, like give me some tips and working with them and shit. So it goes fast, and it's been a blink of an eye the last year and a half, but so much has happened. It's cool meeting all kinds of people, learning so much, trying all different types and genres of music. I mean, I've done bossa nova, I've done jazz, reggae, everything, just coming from making shitty hip hop beats sounding like kids poetry over just like a, you know, to now just like really cool shit, man. So it's a journey. It's cool though.
So moving into this place, right? With 2 other guys, Micah and Sam, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys move in knowing, oh, we're going to create a band, or how did that work?
Not at all. We moved in, I moved in knowing like these 2 guys are producers, and hopefully they'll produce for me and we can make sick music. And that's kind of how it was when it first started. But I started making music with Sam, and he was the first person that I'd worked with that was like really like a multi-instrumentalist. Like Sam will play anything. Like Sam could sit there, piano, bass, guitar, drums, anything. So he really brought that live instrument feel into like my mind to be like, oh, this is totally possible. We can do this. Because before you're just hitting drum pads and playing synths and kind of all digitally making it happen. So then I was like, oh, we can make some cool shit. Because now I finally had a way to make rock music. Because I didn't know how to make rock music before that. I knew how to kind of play guitar, but being able to produce and make rock music is a whole nother world. So he opened that up, and I was like, oh, this is sick. So we started to make music under my name that had the capability to be played live. So then through that, I met this other kid, Benton, who's now our drummer. He's also from Colorado, and I'm like, hey, like, I you know, what up? I'm Doak. I'm an artist. Like, made friends with him. Would you be willing to play drums for my band? Like, it's just gonna be under Doak though, you know, all my own shit. And he's like, yeah, fuck it. And then we met David, same thing. So we were playing around all this live music that we were writing, and like they were adding their own shit to it at that point. And this is kind of the early stuff. We did that for like 6 months. It was really fun. But then it got to a point where it's like, why, you know, why are we still just doing this just under my name? You know, like this is it's a collective thing. You know, at that point they're adding everything. We're writing songs together. It's like, all right, fuck it, let's make this into a band. Once we made that into a band, which is Mad Eye Moody for all of you out there, then it started to get crazy. Because then they were all like, all right, I'm in. You know, because when you're just playing for someone else, you can't.
Yeah.
You're not that emotionally attached to it. You're not that like.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
you
true.
you don't have that creative freedom as much as you think, and you're not dedicated to it. So once that switch flipped, like we've now been a band for 6 months now, and we already got a record deal. We got the sponsorship, everything. Like shit just started to move quick because they're incredible musicians. And then so once that kind of all came together, that I mean, life's crazy right now.
Yeah. How do you balance your own career with the band's career?
It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, because they're two entirely different realms of creativity and parts of my brain, which is really nice because, like, for example, with the band, we work on stuff together, and like Dave will bring us a guitar progression. He's like, this, you know, let's do something over this, and then Sam will bring in a bass line, and I'll add my guitar over it, and we'll all be like, okay, but you know, what if this progression went like this, and changes it, and then it's equally 4 people working on one piece of music in a rock sense.
Yeah.
Whereas all of my own stuff now has shifted to all self-produced. I learned how to produce myself through being out here. Everything, I was like, fuck it, like I want to teach myself and learn how to produce so that I can fully understand who I am as a musician, because it's one of the craziest feelings in the world when what your product is, what that art is 100% you. No one else has touched it. Like it's all 100% raw from your brain creativity. So that's kind of like therapeutic. So that's my own side. So it's like I can be doing all this band shit, you know, writing songs, working on 5 a week. But, you know, if I have a couple hours in my room, I can sit there and just work on that by myself. And that it's really nice to be able to have those two different things. And they're two pretty different sounds, which is nice. So that's, I don't know, that's kind of how I balance it. I treat that like therapy and this like cooperative thing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So with your own music, do you create the beats from the live instruments and then loop it, I guess, and then put it all together, or are you just doing all the like piano stuff?
It depends track by track, but I'd say 90% of the time it's all me instrumentally it's all me. The other 10% of the time is a sample, you know, so like I'll find a drum sample that I like and have that, but if it's not that, then it's me programming the drums or playing drums and whatnot. But yeah, all of the instruments, mixing, vocals, of course, like just 100% of what you're hearing is me, which is cool.
Yeah.
Coming up too, but there's songs that I have released right now, like Pennies, Pink Punk, Cupid, Grand Prize. Those are the 4 songs that I've produced and released and worked on
Those
with
were all
other
you.
people.
Oh, other people.
Yep, all the other songs are all me. And then now everything I'm releasing since then is all me. But I actually just started working with this producer, Big Man. He signed to Nice Life, which is Lizzo's label. He's a producer. Fucking crazy. He's so sick. Oh, we just made 2 songs the other day. I'll show you after.
Bet.
So far. So
How'd you meet him?
I met him through this thing called Green Tea. You guys heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It's like this it's this studio that puts on events every once in a while. They're called Sunday Sounds, and they have like a lineup of artists, and it's kind of this outdoor festival. They have brands pull up, you know, food trucks. It's kind of just this like big outdoor networking event / party.
That's cool.
And you pull up and you meet really cool people. Like I've met a ton of really cool talents and actors. I met the chick that gets fucked by Lil Dicky in the opening episode. Have you guys watched Dave?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to throw. I won't say her name or anything. But, yeah, we met her, and then like we became friends, and she played at the club once because she's also kind of a musician. But met her, and like we were like friends, kind of, and then watched the opening scene of like Dave. You probably know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, holy shit,
That's her.
oh my god, she's getting railed by Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
But yeah, you meet a ton of cool people. I had a manager for a while. His name's Ace Brav. He's a really, really cool guy. That didn't work out, but you just meet really cool people. So that's where I met him. And then we kind of just like bonded, and we've been working together. He's a really cool guy. So, yeah.
How do you decide your moves in terms of like you hiring a manager, or you choosing to, you know, produce your own music by yourself? How do you decide all that?
It's a lot of kind of thinking things through, trying to predict the future as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because you can, and one thing you learn through that is you can never predict the future. But just trying to go through a door that has the most open doors behind it, you know? Like, it's also kind of staying true to yourself and just predicting the end product. Like, my decision to produce on my own was that I want to be making music that's true to me.
Yeah.
I want to be making music that I'm 100% happy with, and I get to say what I want to say, and like regardless of what anyone thinks, it's like something that I can fully be like, yeah, this is fucking me. I don't care what you think about it. Like, if you love it, then I love you, you know, but this is something that's 100% me. So that's kind of that decision. But as far as like signing to the label or, you know, with management and stuff, it's just like weighing how much you're giving and how much you're going to get.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, when it's on that side, when it's leaning in the favor of how much you're going to get and opportunities and how many doors are going to be open through that decision, that's kind of how you make it. But being an artist nowadays and living out in LA trying to make it, it's like heavy decisions every week, you know, like you it feels like you have to make the right decision every decision, you know. It's like you feel like everything has to be right because it's such a rarity to make it in this industry, you know, and so trying to do that would be insane, but nothing comes lightly.
Yeah. Well, in your eyes, what would you say? What would you say is the outcome of you made it? What would that be?
Playing Red Rocks.
Okay.
So Red Rocks it's a venue in Golden that I grew up at. It's a famous venue. It is like the most famous venue in the world, essentially. It's in these rocks, and it won the #1 venue in the world so many times that they just named the award the Red Rocks Award. So I grew up seeing shows there, and it's, you know, 20 to 30,000 people. So, you know, like those big names, like I saw Juice WRLD there.
Nice.
That's, if you're playing Red Rocks, you're also making millions of dollars and going on tour, and, you know, so that's kind of the thing that's like, if I'm fucking playing Red Rocks, I made it. You know, if I can take care of my family, if I can move my mom out and buy her a house, you know, make sure everyone's good, then I made it, you know. Like,
That's dope.
yeah.
Yeah. So, as of right now, your why or your goal is to achieve that at the moment.
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to, it's not all about the like material things. I mean, ultimately, the reason I got into music is because I love it and the way it makes me feel and the way I've seen it make other people feel. And ultimately, I just want to make stuff that people can connect to and people that thoroughly enjoy, and maybe it can help someone through something. I know I've seen a million artists say that, but it's fucking true. Like, that's another thing of making it, is knowing that you impact people and you have people that like genuinely love that art for what it is. So that's kind of one of the reasons, that's the goal kind of right now, is to really make something that people can connect to, not something that is trending on TikTok, not, you know, a famous sound that people are just, you know, like I want to make shit that like would like make someone fucking cry, or like something that like feels like their sacred song, like something that's so good to someone that they don't want to show other people, like you know, like gatekeeping type of music, you know, like cult fan base type shit.
I think you're doing a pretty good job though, because
Thank you, bro.
when we went to your show the other night, there's multiple people singing every single song.
Yeah, you have some hardcore
People
fans.
people going crazy in
Dude,
the mosh pits.
thank you,
like,
bro.
what the fuck is this? I'm about to get punched in my face. Totally a dope right now.
Yeah, dude, it's a crazy feeling.
But I
man.
think you're doing a really good job in that sense, and
I appreciate that.
you know,
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine, especially with that type of vision. You know,
Yeah.
so keep
Sound
doing what
intact.
you're doing, man.
Man,
And you said you
appreciate
already had
guys.
sponsors at the show that
Yeah.
you went to last time. How are you able to pick up sponsors? What's your process?
That was literally just right place, right time, honestly. A lot of it could be done through marketing and, you know, having a presence on social media and whatnot. But that was just like, we know we've developed a really good relationship with the owner of that club, which is the club that now we're like kind of the house band at, and we help set up events and whatnot, and we play there all the time. And he's a successful businessman, and he has a vision as well, and he knows people that are also really successful. So he brought him in, and he's like, I have these kids that are like, their belief in us is tremendous. Like, we appreciate them so much, man. They give us so many opportunities. So he brought him in, and he's like, yo, we think that you would really like these guys. And so they came in to see a show and meet us and shit, and it all went well. They really liked us. We liked them. We were playing like this, it's called Liar. It's like this Chinese dice game.
Okay.
Is
Drinking,
that
shooting
what
the
the
shit.
dice were at the
Yeah.
tables? Oh
Yeah.
shit!
It's crazy. So they never expect, you know, the like super American English speaking kids to be like, you want to play this game? They're like, you know this game. So if you start playing that with someone that's from China, like, they immediately love you. And we learned that when we first started being there. So we were playing with him before, and then they saw us play, and they were genuinely like, wow, like, we really, you know, enjoyed this, and we want to hook you guys up. So they kind of like, at one point he just like gave me his phone with like the website of the company, and he's just like,
Damn.
add to cart, dude. And so that's how that one happened. But
How'd that make you feel?
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have all the money in the world, man. Like, I'm fucking broke as shit. I can't afford to just get gear like whenever I want. So in order to meet someone like that and have a company that's like so widely respected to really believe in us and want to help us out, that's unreal. Like, all the feelings I've had in the last 2 months have just been ridiculous.
I think that's
dude.
sick as fuck.
Yeah,
That's
surreal.
sick as fuck.
Getting
'Cause it's
sent free guitars and pedals.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's
because it's still so early for you too. Like, you're talking about like, oh, we've been doing it for a year and a half, 2 years, but that's still like,
We've
you're
been a
so
band for 6
fucking-
months.
Yeah, that's
We haven't even
yeah.
released
And you
a
guys
single
went
song as a
fucking
band yet.
crazy
Oh, for real?
that night.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have nothing released
Oh
yet.
shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just like had the right people see us and find us and be like, oh shit, like, we gotta hop on this
Yeah.
early. So, like,
Yeah.
So how did you find the club?
we were a little rowdy one night. And we were like, man, like, fuck this, like, because it's in San Gabriel. Like, we're in San Gabriel right now, and we're like, the nightlife here is trash, bro. Like, there's nothing to fucking do. And then we look it up. We're like, all right, let's just look at if they have clubs here. And then we found this place called Jianghu Bistro. And we were like, oh shit, like, what is that? And we pull up, and it's just a restaurant. Like, I'm sure you guys pulled up, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. To be
It's
honest.
right. And so we were super confused, and we walk in, and it's just this crazy ass club.
Yeah.
And that was on like a Saturday night where it's popping, like, it's packed out, you know. And they're playing house music. Everyone's just raving. We're like, this is sick. Like, this is really cool. We had no idea about it. And we didn't even think about playing there for the first, 4 or 5 times going. We were just like, this is a sweet party spot. We love it. We're sitting there paying for all of our drinks, running up tabs and not knowing anyone. And we were like, not many people in there speak English because it's a Chinese club. So it's hard to communicate with people. And then one night we showed up like really drunk and we were like, yo, this stage is sick. Like, let's just fucking play something. Like, don't tell anyone. Let's just run up and like play one of our songs and see what they do. And then like went to go do that and then saw the engineer like, what are you guys doing? And then we were like, oh, we want to play a song. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, are you in a band? And we were like, yeah. And so then I was like, yeah, we want to play here so bad. Like, holy shit, just like, when you're a little faded and you're leaning on people and talking in their face super intensely. And somehow he didn't think I was a weirdo. And then, I showed him my Instagram and then like he followed me and whatever. Night goes, we go home and I wake up the next morning and the owner of the club is like, hey, what's up? My name's Chief. Like, I want to my marketing manager and engineer like said that they like your music and that they would like you to play a show here. Would you like to, have a meeting and talk about it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. What's up? He's like, all right, I typically have my meetings over golf, tennis, or drinks. And I was like, I'll take the third option. So I literally just go meet with this guy, like just me and him and the club owner at his house. And we work out a deal that could have, it could have been over text. He could have been like, yeah, let's have you play here. This is the deal. But they're so cool, man. They're so genuine and generous. And so I go there and he's got all this food lined out and he's like, like, here, do you want something to drink? Do you want something to eat? Like, and we're just hanging out like on some cool, genuine shit. So we worked out the deal to play Halloween just one night to see how it goes, and they paid us. And then after the deal was done and we shook hands, he was like, let's party. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? He's like, just invite whoever. I'm going to invite people too. And we're like, I was just sitting there like, okay. So I call the band, I call the homies, they all pull up, he calls a bunch of homies, and then all of a sudden we just met this guy, made the deal, and we're just like in his backyard just getting lit. And then we played that first show, and then once they saw us play, they were like, bro, will you be the house band? Like, we'll pay you whatnot. We want you to play here. Like, we want you to help bring people in. And so then that's kind of how that started, and then it's cool. But
so you do these events every Thursday, is what you said, right?
Yeah, we plan them every Thursday. We don't end up playing every Thursday.
So where do you find all the artists to perform?
Just being a nuisance on social media. Yeah, every TikTok you see or whatever the algorithm gives you, I literally have a copy and pasted like invitation, like, and I'll just be like, all right, fuck it, and message them, and sit there and you message 10 and 3 of them will be like, yeah, I'm down, yeah, I'm in the area, like, and then you kind of just plan from there. But setting up the events it's a lot of work, but it ends up being worth it in the end. It's cool.
That is cool because you have brought in some pretty good talent too.
Yeah.
Like the first show I went to, those 2 girls that were rapping were fire.
Yeah.
The first girl I saw.
808 Sounds, bro.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
808 Sounds?
That's
that was the first
that's
one?
who that was. Yeah.
And then the second one was Jay Anders.
Yeah, Jay
so
Anders.
So the girl
yeah.
before that.
Oh, more. Who is more?
Maybe.
I think, yeah.
Maybe her.
Yeah, she's sick.
But they were both
like
dope.
super lyrical boom bap rap type shit, bro. She's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that one band, Billy, what is it?
Billy on Campus?
Billy on Campus, they were good too.
Dude, I know. They're sick.
I haven't listened to any of their music yet, I'm not going to lie. But their performance was hella dope.
Yeah, he's got good energy. But
the energy. He's got like a cool little stand-up comedy
skits
too.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's cool as fuck that you find just random people copy and paste the invitation, and then they end up being cool and they get followers the same way as anybody else would.
It's nice to help put people on, especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like, we were playing around, you know, West Hollywood, LA, all those places, and you don't make shit. Like we played for 6 months and we probably played 30, 40 shows. Not a single one paid.
Damn.
You know, because they have these agreements where once you sell $200 worth of tickets at $10 a ticket, so you have to sell 20 tickets, which for someone starting out, like that's not that easy, you know. You're not making money. You're not making anything. You're just giving them free entertainment. And that's kind of how it is pretty much everywhere. So then now that we work at Jonghu and they let us deal with the budgets and shit and figure out and be like able to pay these artists, have them, you know, so that's an incentive for them, and be able to hook it up and be like, yeah, we got a good club and you can bring your people out and also make money. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that aspect of it. And we meet dope people too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that place was dope though. Like the vibes there in terms of like the art there, the music was cool.
What did that sign say about COVID?
I forgot.
Eat dick.
Yeah,
Eat
yeah,
dick,
yeah, yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. I know. I wish
That
it
was
was.
calm. We walked out, and on the way out, we're like, "What the fuck? We didn't see this on the way out."
Yeah.
I know, dude. There's so much cool shit there. Just random little.
Yeah,
You know.
I think the vibe there is really sick. I mean, it's the first club I've been to, but
Super unique. You
Yeah.
won't find another one
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I've been to clubs and like that place is like unique.
yeah.
As hell. As hell.
So they had the stage there the whole time before you guys started playing there.
Yeah, because they have their house bands that perform in
gotcha.
Chinese. So like they have, you know, they have live bands come play there on their main nights. But they didn't have anyone for when we met them, they were only open Friday, Saturday, and then I think Sunday. Maybe not. But through meeting them, they opened up a full day
Damn.
to have us play, you know? So then they started opening Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know?
Okay.
So then that was kind of their way to try and get in, like, the younger demographic, you know, the more, like, places from outside of St. Gabriel, because St. Gabriel has the highest population of Chinese people in the world outside of China.
Yeah.
So, like, that's bringing
facts?
in that's facts.
Oh shit!
Roland Heights is like has a lot of people. It's like all Chinese stores too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, this entire area, because Roland Heights is just
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
what's at the
Monrovia.
Hawaiian supermarket? We saw it
Hawaiian
on the way
shit.
here. We're like, what the fuck do they sell there?
Pineapples and shit.
Pineapples, like tropical
I haven't
fruits and
been.
shit. Oh, you haven't
No,
been
no.
there?
Just an educated guess.
Pineapples and ukuleles.
And the seafood.
Yeah. And sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi's fire. I want some
Going
sushi.
backwards a little bit. So you signed the label, and I remember the first night I met you in person, you were saying how like it's cool because you get to do a lot more stuff, but you also said that there's guidelines. So like, how does that kind of like weigh out? I'm allowed to do more, but restricted more as well.
I would say, like, the restrictions aren't the restrictions that you would think. Like, I wouldn't now use the like that same word. I wouldn't use restrictions. I would just say, like, there's, you know, a creative, like, there's a blueprint, kind of, you know, like how to record, and like, let's do it this way because this is kind of like the industry standard way, and this is how you do it, which is great for us, you know. But the really cool thing about this, it's like an indie development label. They don't touch any of the creativity. It wasn't like they're like, okay, bring us, you know, 6 demos and we'll pick the best one. You know, we'll pick the one that we think is the most commercial. They're like, you just fucking choose. We don't care. We love all of your music. Just choose whichever one. Album art, choose whatever you want, whoever you want to do it. You know, like I picked my homie back from Colorado. That's an amazing artist. They're like, yeah, you just grab him to do it. Bam, you know. And then our like creative, like visual team is just our homies that shoot music videos and stuff. So it's like, it's really cool. It keeps it in the fam, and it's all like, they don't touch any of the creativity.
Okay.
Like,
That's cool, man.
which is cool.
Yeah. So how much more was like brought to the table once you signed the deal?
Just budget
Just budget.
and reach.
Okay.
You know, because we don't have that reach. You know,
What do you mean by that?
like the other artists on their label. You know,
Oh,
3 million followers type shit. You know,
okay, damn.
linking with them, playing shows with them. You know,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. Meeting, networking, all the people. Like,
Yeah, that helps a lot too.
yeah, right. They got connections with you know, Universal, Atlantic, whatnot.
Is that how
Just-
you're living right now? Like you're living off of music, playing music,
Yeah,
and
bro.
making music? That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. And
It's
going to
paying
school?
rent. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah. I mean, I still do, like, I help with, like, a moving company on the
Okay.
side just to get other gigs. But,
Mhm.
yeah, just mostly music, man. It's like finally being able to make money off
Yeah,
it is
that's what I was
also
about to ask.
crazy.
I was about
The
to ask
first
that.
like check I ever got, I was like, ah, fuck, it's over, man. Like, you know, let's go, dude.
You had that I made it feeling right there.
Right, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like $100, but
Hey, still.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
be getting paid and doing that stuff just based all off like your own brain, like your own kind of art is ridiculous,
Yeah.
dude. Like, it's so cool having these
Yeah.
people believe in you to just like pay for you to do this shit and just like put you on
That
just
is
because they're
dope.
like
Yeah.
what you have in your head. It's ridiculous, man. It's
Yeah,
so crazy.
Like you're
It's
getting
so
paid
crazy.
just to do art, pretty much.
Right.
It's cool.
The coolest thing ever. I'm so fucking grateful, man.
Dope.
Thank the Lord, bro.
How did you know that music was that you were good at it? At, like, what point did you find out that like you're like, fuck, like I'm pretty good at this shit?
That's a good question. I think part of it helped that I grew up in a place where no one made music. So like anything I made was better than anyone else, you know? So it kind of came with that like original type of local being like, okay, like, you know, this sounds pretty good. I think it also just came from how easy it came initially. Like
Yeah.
it,
Easy in terms of like
making
followers
it,
or like the people that
easy
that
is
liked
in
it?
like creating it, like easy
Okay.
as in like hearing a beat and
Okay.
just like finding out that there was something in me that was kind of in tune with all that, to where like I realized like, oh, I like lyrically, like I'm proud of this, you
Yeah.
know, like I'm able to write shit that I'm like, this is tough, like I would listen to this.
Yeah.
And then the voice came, because when I first started, squeaky ass voice, I couldn't sing for shit. So that's why I knew I didn't sound good, but in my head I always knew where I wanted to be and what
yeah.
that sounded like. And then I kind of am now still like actualizing that, you know.
Yeah.
But the first, I'd say like probably my 20th song, I was like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good. Because I always, in my head, was like, it's going to be good. Just waiting on it. I never, you know, was like, this is good. I never would label it like that. But then it finally got to the point where there was one I was really proud of. And it started to live up to this like standard I had in my head. And I was like, all right, this is good.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's kind of just believing in yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
How
kind of,
old were you at the time?
this is like 2 years ago.
2 years.
I've been doing music
Holy
for
shit.
like only 3 years.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
How old are you now?
I'm 20.
20?
Yeah.
Oh
Dang,
shit, you're
dude.
20?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
wild.
What the
Hell
fuck?
yeah, bro.
I would
Yeah.
assume like 24,
Yeah.
Really?
23.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Damn, that's
Yeah. I like low key just turned 22 in January.
Oh,
Dang.
shit.
Mhm.
January what?
18th. Are you a January baby?
No, I'm not.
Ah.
My birthday was yesterday, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Happy birthday, bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
I got to get you some.
But
You want a Zin? I'm playing.
okay.
You're gonna be dead.
What did your parents say about the whole move to come out to Cali?
Oh, man.
Were they upset about it?
Yeah, well, no, they're like honestly the most supportive people. I fucking love them. Like, it's not. I feel like as a parent, it's not like a super easy thing to just like believe in though. Like, regardless of how
Yeah.
supportive you are, like, that's not an easy thing for like your kid to be like, I want to move to LA and do music and go to community college, and it's gonna take me 6 years,
So
and
random, huh?
we're gonna lose. You know, like it's gonna be expensive and whatnot. But that man, they're the reason I'm here. You know, like their support and their believing in me is kind of what got me here, but that never really became like a genuine thing of them being like, yo, I'm proud of you, like, until 4 or 5 months ago, because I hadn't proven shit. There was no proof in the pudding. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a fucking rock star and whatnot. I'm gonna do all this crazy shit, talk the talk, whatever, try and convince them to like still help me or let me do this. And so they kind of just like let me go at it. I think in their mind, they're like, we're going to give them like, I don't know, a year and a half before we're like, all right, come on, get serious. Like life,
Yeah.
But I started to fucking prove myself. Like I started to put the proof in the pudding, and show them that I'm serious. I'm dead serious about this. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want my career to be. Like, I'm not fucking lying to you, Yeah. And now they see that, and like they're like one of the biggest moments in my whole life recently was like them fully being like, yo, man, like we're proud. Like you can drop out of school. We believe in you. Like we're at a point where we're like, you need to give this your all. Like we want you to give this your all. We don't want anything to hold you back because we believe in it in a sense. Like, and that's huge, man. Like that's, words can't even describe how like impactful that is to me, to get that green light. And once I got that green light, bro, like I'm still in school just because I need it. Keep the mind sharp, whatever. Yeah. Have a plan B at some point, but like, dog, I'm all in. Once you get that green light, it's like them being on board with it's so cool because it's always a concern. Mm-hmm. It's always something that you feel a little weird about.
Yeah. What was the proof to them? Like the first check or like doing shows out here?
Yeah, so they'd never seen me. They'd never seen me perform. They never really witnessed what I was doing. They'd only kind of seen what I was doing when I lived at home in Colorado. Okay. And like, I'll show you guys. It's you wouldn't be happy with me moving to LA either, bro. Like, you'd be like, fuck, So they didn't really know. And I mean, they both live in Colorado, in different places. They split, but they separately, I think, like my mom came out first. And kind of got to see what was going on and to, meet the people I'm working with and stuff. And she was like, oh, like this is kind of serious. And then saw a show and was like, oh, fuck. Like they didn't even know I could sing. They had no idea. I was always like, I mean, that was cool for them to really see where I'd gotten for sure. Cause the last time they'd seen me do anything, like I was like, didn't even know my guitar was out of tune. Playing this goofy shit, like singing terribly, and then they come see me and I'm like completely different artist, like really, really kind of showing them what that belief in me being out here working my fucking ass off has become. And then they're like, oh shit. And then the label shit happened and they're like, oh shit. And then I started getting paid for it and they're like, oh fuck, it's whatever, and then those kind of milestones hit and then they realize like, oh, he's in it. And they witness how hard I work, because that's one of the things that's like behind the scenes of this life is not easy, man. Like it's a lot of fucking work. And I'm sure it's the same, like even just with having a podcast, like it's a lot of work, bro. But I think they kind of just saw that, respected it. They're both blue collar people, like hardworking. Is it blue collar or white collar? Which is the one that's like with hands on? Like my dad paints bumpers for a living type shit.
Pretty sure it's blue collar.
Blue collar is like
no, it's like construction.
White collar I think is like your like hand by labor work type
is it?
Shit. I think so.
Whichever one is the not like the business.
Yeah, we get the point.
They're like hard workers, bro. They made it all on their own. Like they,
Yeah.
Like so they get it. Which that's fucking awesome.
So speaking about like the hard work, about like how much time do you spend making music and where do you grab the creativity to create good music?
That's a great question.
Where does it like all come from?
It comes from life. It comes from trying to describe and put out what experiences you've faced and seen in life, because all creativity comes from experience, in my opinion, you know, and what you've heard and what you enjoy and influences and all that. But I think mostly it's just all stems from like the reason I got into music is just the way it makes me feel and the way I see it make people feel. And just like there's something inside of me that is just like so like a tide, you know, like it just is so attracted to the idea of making music that, I mean, I'll spend, I don't know, at least 3 to 4 hours a day, like in some sense, making music. Mm-hmm. And the creativity it's not something that is like, it's finite in a certain amount of time. You know, no one is fully able to just make the illest shit all the fucking time. Yeah. You know, you got to make some trash ass stuff for that one song that comes so easy. You know, you got to spend 15 hours working on this one part and not getting anywhere to literally sitting down. Like most of the songs I've released and written and the ones that I'm showing to people are all happened in like an hour. You know, just, yeah. But you don't have those moments unless you sit there and just get out all the shit, yeah. You know?
Just reps.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. It's also like something that you get better at as anything. You know, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So yeah. I want to be the best I can be. So Mamba mentality, bro.
Yeah. I feel that because you're like, your TikToks are like, I was watching them today. You made a beat. It was like the creepy one for Halloween or something like that. And you literally just created it right there. You're teaching people like, oh, I'm doing this, which I think is important. And then at the end, you throw some bars on there, and then you're like, should I release it? Like just like that. Yeah. It's a quick, 1 minute clip, TikTok, and you're like, should I release this song? Yeah. That's all I'm going to show you. Exactly. I was like, that's hard.
Yeah, dude. No, that's one of the songs, like, that shit literally took me 20, 30 minutes to make the whole. I'll show you the full song because you only saw the TikTok, but it's like a full song. I'll probably drop it at some point. I'm sitting on so much music right now. I'll show you guys later. There's,
I only ask you about the creativity because my favorite line by you is never get too comfortable like fucking at her parents' house. That is so fucking hard.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro.
Shit ever.
That's such a feeling though. You know, like if you've had a chick, you know, and had that experience, bro, it's a feeling, dog. Like it's a real thing, bro.
I'm like, fuck. The first time I heard that, I was like, holy shit, he's a fucking genius.
I'm glad you fucked with that, bro. That's the one thing is like going back to my parents, bro. Like my mom loves to like, she knows like all the words, but if we're sitting in I'll sit in the car, this is kind of something that's can get annoying. It's like when you chill with the homie or go sit in the car, like they just want to listen to your shit, and you're like, bro, I fucking don't want to listen to this. You know, like I haven't listened to my last drop since I dropped it, type shit. Because you make it and you sit with it for so long that you kind of get sick of it, honestly. But when the shit like that happens, my mom's just like she'll like for those certain parts, like never get too comfortable, like fucking at her parents' house. She's like, nah. But yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
That's dope.
How do you manage, like, your parents being gone and Colorado and your friends being over there and being here? How do you stay sane?
Bro, it's tough. I'm a super nature-based person because, like, growing up there, like, the outdoors is what fucking grounds me, you know? So I have to go get away from the industrial world, bro. Like there's a mountain over there and that's where I chill. Oh, really? I just go sit there and do nothing and just vibe in nature, and it grounds me. That's what keeps me sane.
And take off your shirt? Or
yeah, bro, I get real hippie with it, bro. I be naked. Post up. I got a hammock. I take it. Damn. I mean, I like went rafting in the Grand Canyon last summer, all kinds of shit, bro. Big hikes, everything.
How was that though?
Oh, it was crazy. I almost died. Yeah, that's a fucking story. So the trip, like the only way you can go inside the Grand Canyon is if you win a lottery. And the only way you can go in it and see the whole thing is if you raft down it, because there's not really a shore. So the only people who have actually seen the Grand Canyon ever are people that won a lottery and rafted it. But before time, they could just do it before the
What do you
government.
mean
It was like
lottery?
because they don't. The government. It's one of the national treasures.
Yeah.
So the government doesn't want to just open it up like a normal campsite. Have dumbasses trash the place. Like when you go, you have to take out all of your own shit. Like you can't shit and leave it there. Like it's like a fucking museum.
Oh shit.
And
What
also
do you mean you can't shit and leave it there.
you can't leave shit. Like you can't shit in the Grand Canyon and not take it with you.
Oh my god.
So there's
You
like
got a
no
snack on
bathrooms
it?
or nothing.
No, fuck no. You can't build down. You can't get down there. You can't like walk down there. It's all a natural, untouched world. They only let like 2,500 people a year go down there.
Oh damn.
I heard
It's
you
like
get-
one of the rarest outdoor experiences you can ever do. My dad's been putting in the lottery to try and do it for 18 years.
How do you go?
Because you get when you win, you get like 8 tickets for a rafting trip.
So you won the lottery.
We won the lottery.
What the
Crazy.
fuck?
Like millions of people put in 2,500 go every year. But the thing is it's so dangerous too.
Yeah.
Like that's high water. That's like the
Uh.
most intense water in at least America.
Oh shit.
Like normal rafting, it goes from 1 to 5. The Grand Canyon goes from 1 to 10. So like out of I think like almost 30 people died this summer.
Holy
This summer
shit.
I went.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like the only person I know in the world that had done it before me had one of their best friends fall out of the raft and just get sucked 100 feet and just died right
It's
there.
that deep.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. The rocks down there are like 6 billion years old.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's a mile down, bro.
didn't know that.
It's a crazy. There will be parts where it's like super thin, a mile up, and the only real like sunlight you'll get is when the sun's up there. It's a fucking experience. It's 2.5 weeks, no service, nothing.
That's cool.
It's you live out of your rafts. Everything you have to like set up and plan for. Like it was like the most like organized planning shit ever. Like one of the craziest
So
experiences
how does
of
the
my life.
raft work? How do you get down there?
It floats.
Walk. But see, is it like?
I'm playing.
So is it like is it going down slowly or is it like a drop?
No, that shit's crazy, bro. So you go down and you have a map, and it shows you where the river goes, and it also shows you the number. So it'll be like, all right, you got 2 2s within 100 yards, and then 100 yards down, you have an 8 that drops, because it's all downhill. So the size of the rapid is like how fast it drops and how the water's getting pushed in. So like the 10s, they're 15, 16 foot waves, like what you would see at the beach, but 25 of them in a row. And you're on an 18-foot raft, just it's literally the scariest shit ever. So that's kind of how it doesn't get down there easy. Everything needs to be waterproof. Like you only take what you need type shit. Like we had, coolers, like you have to ration your food, your water. We ran out of water halfway through because naturally you just can't take enough water. So you have to filter it and like not get that much,
What made you want to do that?
Just kind of how I was brought up, man. Like my dad is a super outdoorsy guy. Like that guy is camping, hunting, doing something, fishing every weekend of his life. Every weekend. So like growing up in the mountains, like I grew up, where houses are miles apart. You're in the mountains. That's what you do. So it's kind of just how I was raised, just out doing that kind of stuff. But it was also like hearing about it and knowing how big of a feat and a task that would be was like something in me was like, I gotta prove to myself I can do that. Impactful as hell, man. It was really fucking cool.
And you said it was 2.5 weeks. So
Yeah.
like you're camping next to the river.
Yep. So you pull off. You have to find camping spots and pull off, and you camp and you do a day and whatnot. But like no shower, no service, anything.
How do you
Crazy.
Get out?
So it ends. So like the Grand Canyon kind of, it's like it starts where it's kind of, there's not really a canyon. It's kind of
Okay.
flat,
Yeah.
and then you go, and then it's miles and miles, and then for 2 weeks, then it levels out, and people can actually get to you. Because when you're in here, no one can get to you.
Yeah.
Like there's certain parts like nothing can get to you.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a lot of the people who die, like you die and you have to throw them on the raft and raft them down. You like have to take the body.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because and also like you have to have a sat phone to communicate with anyone. We didn't have was fucking sat phone. We just like raw dogged it. But if you did need to call like a service helicopter, which is really rare that one can get to you, it's a couple $100,000, you know? So you can't really do shit, bro. Like, yeah. And so I don't know what our time's looking like, but like the full story of how I almost died is fucking like ridiculous. I can give you a brief version of
Let's
it.
hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So there's this I guess it starts with like I was on the sticks. So like I'm rafting and there's this like zigzag part and there's these things called eddies, which is where the water's going so fast down, but there's so much surface area of the water that the water has to replace itself. So it just creates this whirlpool that if you get stuck in that, it just holds you there and you can't, it's really, really hard to get out. So I got stuck in an eddy and I'm spinning around and I'm like, you just wearing yourself out. It's such a workout. And the water is so strong that it just snapped my oar like a toothpick. So I'm like, that oar is gone. And now you have no level. You can't go straight. You can only have right, you know, or left, you know, I'm like, slams me into a wall within 15 seconds, breaks the second one. So now I got no steering, anything. And then luckily there's our second boat. So you go with 2 boats and that's our whole group. Our second boat was ahead of us. They saw it. They got us a rope and got us to shore. But now we're stuck. We don't have any fucking, like we have one more oar and you can't finish the Grand Canyon with one more oar. What do we, like, we can't get out. We would just have to send it. And then luckily there's like every couple hours you'll see another group or once a day you'll see 1 or 2 other groups. So we had to wait there for another group and beg them and gave them our literal like credit card and was like, okay, when you get off, charge this for this oar type shit. Like,
How much is it?
we need it. Yeah. I don't know how much the oar was, but $800 or something.
Is it worth it though?
So worth it. We were gonna die if we fucking didn't, you know.
Yeah.
But this oar is all short and skinny and shit.
Oh.
So one of the oars is like a totally different vibe and feel, and you need them to be equal. So then my dad's like, "All right, you're not rafting anymore. Not anymore. I rafted plenty the rest of the trip, but right now, like, I was kind of shook, bro. I was like, fuck, like, pissed, like, worried." So he starts rafting, and we get to this one called Bedrock, and Bedrock is like the most dangerous rapid on the whole canyon. And so it's like the river goes like this, and then there's this huge, sharp as hell rock in the middle that splits it, and the right side's kind of like a quick drop and out. That's where you want to go. It's still dangerous, but you want to go there. And the left side is like, have you seen Surf's Up?
Yeah.
You know, the graveyard, like the super sharp part where there's shit just sticking up. It's that with heavy ass rapids going in. So we're going into Bedrock, and my dad can't get right because we don't have the fucking right oars. And we hit the front rock, and as soon as we hit the front rock, it just flips, and I'm in the front. And we're starting to go. I see us starting to go left. I look down. There's a whirlpool, and that shit goes down like 100 feet. Drop right into that, and I'm hanging onto this thing called the chicken wire, which is like not real fucking rope. It's just little skinny ass rope that like just is aesthetic on the boat. And so I'm holding onto this shit and like just getting ragdolled because this is at 26,000 cubic feet per second water. Like, you know, like my body's just Stranger Things Vecna getting fucked in this. Like, underwater, it's pitch black. I can't breathe. It's loud as hell, you know, cold. And I'm underwater. 20 seconds goes by. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I know where we're going through, too. I'm like worried I'm going to get stabbed or lose a leg or some shit. And then I'm like, fuck, like I gotta get out. And I pull myself to try and get out of the water. Boom, like hit a cooler. And I was like, oh, fuck. Try to pull out again, and I'm stuck under the raft because the raft's flipped and it's like, you know, hollowed out. So I'm stuck under it, and my life vest is pushing me up under it. So I'm stuck under the raft. I can't get out. I'm like drowning. You know, 50 seconds go by. I haven't breathed. I'm losing it, bro. Like, in my mind, I'm just convinced I'm fucking dead. This is not even a year ago, too. Like, and then tried to get out. I felt the water start to chill out. I'm like, okay, we made it through. I was finally able, like, out of desperation, like, life before my eyes, everything, like, you know, everything's ringing. Boom. Finally get to water, get to breathe, and my eyes are open, but I couldn't see anything. It's all, you know.
Oh, fuck.
Almost died. Get pulled back under, you know, come back up. I'm looking, and the other people in our group are like, where's your dad? Because it's just him and I on the raft. Oh, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, if he just went through the same shit I went through, like, there's a good chance, like, he didn't fucking make it. And then they're like, go look for him. So I'm willingly going back into the situation I was just in to look for him. And I can't find him under the raft. And I have no air to, like, be down there longer than 5 seconds at that point. No, and then, so I get back up and I'm like, he's not here, you know? And the raft's just going down the river. And we still had a week and a half left. And so it's upside down. We're going down. I go down, you know, it gets... Another guide boat was down there eventually. They pulled us off. I'm like, dude, at this point I'm tweaking, bro. Like, I'm like, my dad just died. I almost just died. I don't know if we can make it the rest of the trip. Whatnot. I'm sitting there. People are like hugging me and shit. The rest of our group comes down. My dad's best friend's there. He's with us. He's literally crying on my shoulder like, I'm so sorry type shit. Like, wild. And so I'm just numb as fuck, like no emotions, just like, you know, sitting there, just nothing going on. We don't know where he is, and the guide boat's like, the guy, because there's no like firemen, EMTs down there, it's just other average Joes, but they're like, we're gonna try and launch a mission to go get him, because they had an engine on their boat that they could get upstream, because you can't get upstream with your paddles.
Yeah.
So he's like, what does your dad look like, so I can like identify the body type shit. And so I'm literally telling this guy like, oh, he's 5'10", like blonde, kind of looks like me, you know, telling him like just hoping he finds like my dad's body and whatnot. And then hour goes by and I'm sitting there like, dude, this is a terrible experience. And then I see them fucking coming down. I see this just kind of chubby, blonde-headed, hairy fuck, like, leaned over, and I was like, holy shit, started yelling. I'm running around, fucking high-fiving people, bro. And then, like, he gets off the water, and he's like, ugh. So, like, he broke the fuck out of his back.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like, when he got flipped, he got stuck in between the rock and the raft, and it was an eddy. So the couple 1,000-pound raft is just hitting him against this rock, just, you know? And he's underwater too, and then eventually he came up and he was able to get on the rock that's in the middle where the raft had split. So he's in the middle of this shit just laying on it like, you know? And then eventually the people see him and they're like, you have to jump back in to get to us. So, like, he had to jump back in and get pulled up and stuff. But thank God, bro. Thank the Lord that we're both still here. And, like, the rest of the trip was way harder after that, man. Like, we were down, like, our best guy, you know? But that's a very brief version of the story. But I made it out with just a few scratches. Like, I should not be here right now. You know? So that's also a thing, like, pulling back to music. It's like, why not go for it? Yeah. Why not just give it my all, you know? Like, fuck it, dude. You know, I shouldn't even be here right now. So that was a very impactful moment. But
yeah, so you guys went less than a year ago?
Yeah, we went last July.
Oh wow, so he's still kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Banged up.
Yeah. I mean, he's been recovering for a while. He's pretty good now. He's a tough motherfucker, dude. Like, that's the toughest guy I know. Like, He's the hardest person to kill in the world. Like for real, dude. He's been through some shit. But he's good, bro. He's happy as ever. He's like, I'll do it again. He's like, if we won it again, I'd fucking go. And I'd go too, bro. Like,
You would do it again.
I would do it again. It's beautiful. It's the coolest place on earth. Not only like 1,000 people have been in the last 10 years type shit. Like, it's so rare and so beautiful. It's the least light polluted place on earth, so you can see the stars the best.
Shit.
Yeah.
It has its entirely own ecosystem that's completely unique to that place. Animals, species, everything that are only there.
Yeah.
Like it's an incredible experience. It's like it's life changing for sure. It's hard as hell, but it's one of those things you just got to prove to yourself you can do. And we kind of know what's up now. We didn't know shit. I'd like never been rafting, and then that was one of the crazy things being there is that people were like, "Dog, like I've been rafting for 30 years and I'm scared shitless. Like you have to train for this." And we had no idea, bro. We just like
Neither of you
rednecked
guys
it,
have
you know?
been
No. Right, we literally just sent it, bro. In the goofiest rafts. Like our raft, like compared to what the new rafts are, they're self-bailing. They're nice. They have like full systems. Our rafts are like from the 80s. Like literally just inner tubes with like a line at the bottom that we had to bail our own water. So like we had one person rowing and one person with the bucket just throwing shit out. Like it was yeah.
And you had a Nemo raft.
For
Like
sure,
one
bro.
on shore and one.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta tell my dad that. That's funny as fuck. Yeah. Oh man, but
So to
yeah.
do it, you bring your own raft?
Yeah, you gotta bring all your own
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we brought like, but you sleep on cots, you know. But it's so hot, man. It's Arizona, and,
yeah.
you know it's 115 every day. Going to sleep, and you gotta wake up at 4:35 in the morning every morning, and you sleep like I'd literally just sleep in my underwear on just a cot, no blanket, anything, just looking at the stars. But one of the cool things out there, kind of cool but also kind of freaky, is that there's a ton of tarantulas, scorpions, and you're supposed to bring black lights because that's how you can see them.
Oh, what?
And the first night, bro, the very first night, I'm like going to bed and I turn on my headlamp with the black light, and around my tent they're literally 15 to 25 scorpions just chilling. You just kind of got to step around them. And like that, yeah, that was crazy.
That don't sound right.
No,
I don't.
yeah.
This guy's a different breed.
Sounds like torture to me.
Wow.
No.
Have you done anything else like crazy like that, like nature or
Um,
anything? I guess.
Yeah, man, a ton of shit. I mean, like multiple, you know, like week-long elk hunting trips. You know, you go submerge yourself out there and
How's
hunt
that?
them down. That's really cool too.
Yeah.
That's not as dangerous. It's
Yeah.
not near as dangerous, but
That's in
it's
Colorado.
cool, man. Yeah. You know, just like cool camping stuff. Like when I lived there, like in high school, like the thing to do is just like on the weekends, you and the homies just like book it up the mountain and go camp. You know, like my fucking high school had a mountain biking team. We had a skiing team. Like,
Yeah.
The skiing team?
yeah, bro. Like,
shit.
it's just like it's just, I don't know. It's a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds pretty
Definitely.
cool.
For
See, that
sure.
sounds
It's cool.
cool.
You
Yeah.
grow up with
Skiing
it. So
team.
like that's kind of just what you do.
Yeah.
How was that change going from there to here? And being like by the beach too.
So different, man. Oh my God. It's like coming from small town, small people, like not small people, but small town people, super nice, super genuine, you know, but in a bubble, you know, they don't give a fuck about what's happening in LA. They couldn't. Like that, like the cultural difference is crazy, dude. Like I like, there's a lot of things I like about LA, but coming from a place like that, there's a lot of things you hate about LA, you know? It's
Yeah.
so different.
Mm.
It was definitely, I got like that shock coming in, but I've kind of got more used to it. I like the pace of life. I like how
Faster,
like
huh? Way
it's
faster.
way faster. Oh my God, it's like 10 times as fast.
Yeah.
People aren't as nice.
See, so what does that?
It's, for sure. You know,
So what does that mean though? Like it's faster.
dude? You just like in Colorado, you take like, you know, 5-6 hours just like chilling every day, you know, getting somewhere. You just far right lane, just cruising.
Yeah.
Here it's fucking bam, 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 like everyone's like, it's the pace, the work pace too, like how quick you have to work and how you have to be on top of your shit is like, it's really good because that's kind of, I'm low-key ADHD, like I'm sure you can tell, like my brain just, it's nice. It kind of fits my lifestyle. It's cool, but it's definitely a shock not being, living like we're technically in the suburbs, I guess, but we're still kind of LA area.
It's like in the middle.
Right. But just like geographically very different.
Yeah.
But I really love the cultural diversity here because I come from a place that is kind of diverse, but it's mostly just all the same kind of people, and then you move out here and you're meeting people from different countries. Every little town is like a different, like group of people from a different place. Like it's really cool to learn all that and experience it. But yeah, when like
I don't even think we get that because we don't live in a city like LA.
Right.
LA is completely different.
Yeah,
Riverside.
dude. It's like a dystopian world, dude. It's fucking crazy, but it's cool. It's interesting. I couldn't. I'm by no means planning to live here for my whole life. If I can get financially stable and
where would you live?
A place in I don't know, man. Not LA. I'd probably live in Cali, but not LA. I'd do like San Diego. I'd do Santa Barbara.
Yeah, San Diego's a bit slower than LA.
It's way chiller. It's way chiller.
Nicer, cleaner.
It's pretty far from everything. I feel like
Yeah.
kind of by itself.
But
Besides the border.
Included and you're by the beach too. That's a good thing.
Right. It's nice. It's nice. It's just LA's so different, so busy. It's just I think I would go crazy if I was here for longer than like 6 years or something, You kind of it changes you quick, but it's cool. Coming from where I come from and being able to go back and still be so close with the people that I came up with and everything. It's like it keeps me super grounded.
Did they ever come out here?
Yeah, like my homie
They
was
tell you
here
the same thing?
a couple days ago.
It's too fucking fast.
Oh,
People
it's
are
so
all
different for
dickheads.
them. Yeah, bro. Like he's born and raised in Colorado, goes to college in Colorado, comes out here and he's like just jaw to the floor the whole time they're there with everything. The like homeless people, like everything is different. It's all crazy to them.
Yeah.
Like even this area.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad too.
Yeah, I mean, like we drove past Skid Row too. He's like,
Dude,
what the
dude.
fuck?
I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah.
What's Skid Row?
You don't know what Skid Row is?
Bums everywhere, but it's like a
Where's it
like
at?
a little
It's like a
town. Though.
city of
There's
homeless
tents
people.
everywhere. It's the whole line of tents, and like there's tweakers like just crossing.
Where is it though?
I'm not sure the exact area.
It's in downtown LA.
Yeah. It's
It's just by Little Tokyo.
Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wild.
That's a weird way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like a town of homeless people.
That's so fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Even like
Some people are cool though, but some are like.
That's a tourist attraction here. Though.
Yeah, it is.
That's fucked.
Yeah. Or, I mean, even like Hollywood, Venice is crazy.
Yeah, Venice sucks.
You got
Santa
people
Monica.
yelling in your face and just random shit. I saw a guy just do a fucking heroin on the street.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Like not that they, that's one of the weird things about living in a big city. You do not see that in Golden, Colorado, bro.
That was your city, Golden.
Golden, yeah. It's
That's
where
hard.
so it's where Coors is from. So I grew up like
Oh,
a
shit.
stone's throw from the factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
You Coors guy.
Huge Coors guy until I die. I always tell people like I grew up pissing in the water that is made into Coors. 'Cause there's a big ass creek that comes down from like the glacier runoff, goes and then they use that for the Coors water. But we would be tubing in that shit, swimming in it. I'm ripping pisses in there, once a week my whole life. So you guys are probably drinking my
It's just
piss.
like
I'm down. Fuck it.
It's all clean by now.
That
Me
river for
personally,
you
I'm
was
a
our
Bud Light
beach.
guy.
Really?
I'm a Bud Light guy.
I don't like beer in general.
It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
You're 21
You
now.
got
so.
it.
Yeah.
My dad sent me like, as soon as all that went down, he sent me a picture of like Bud Light's stock and then Coors' stock, and it just goes way down and way up. And he goes, "Let's fucking go, baby." I was like, "Hell yeah, we up."
That's sick.
Yeah, man.
You guys got any more to talk about?
Well, how about
Appreciate
let me ask you guys some questions. So how'd you guys all grew up together?
Yeah.
Knowing each other?
Same schools?
Pretty much. Angel's from Downey.
Yeah, I'm from Downey. I moved to Riverside like in my freshman year of high school, and I met them on like my senior year. I met Danny in my English class, and I met him
was
after COVID. Like
Oh,
when
shit.
school ended, so like I didn't
Not
really know
true.
him.
I met
During
you in
COVID.
Cabrera
Cabrera?
history,
Well, yeah, but we weren't really friends.
but we met.
We were acquaintances.
And you were making your little goat noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of us really talked except them two, but we became like a friend group after or like during COVID,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where it all started off.
Was it like a collective decision, like let's start a podcast, or was someone like, let me start a podcast?
So it was actually me and another friend that isn't here, Eric.
Is he like he's a part of it though?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some way, yeah.
Yeah. As I was like, I thought there was like 5 hosts, right?
There's
just
4.
yeah.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah. And me and him have always just talked about it for like at least a year.
Yeah.
And you know how it is out here. Everybody's a pussy, so nobody wants to get out of their comfort zone and
Right.
start something new. And so we'd hang out during COVID, chief it, whatever, and then I would just put my Snapchat on. And you know how you can lock the video to where you can just let it go?
Yeah.
I would just place it and record us talking, and we're some fucking goons, let me tell you.
No,
We're debating about the stupidest shit that literally does not matter. But
Yeah.
and then I was just like, fuck it, man. It's free to start a podcast. The mics and the equipment wasn't too bad.
No, it's
especially
chill.
like divided up between us.
yeah, man.
And we did our first episode on my phone. First couple episodes, and they came on and they're like, let's do it together. And
Respect,
so
bro.
we started doing it together. Stay dialed.
Stay dialed. I love that name too.
It's
That's
hard.
perfect,
I
bro.
can't remember. That dude was so fucking like crazy because I remember when I joined, like there was just one single mic, and then when he would
Yeah.
play it, like you'd hear crickets in the
Yeah.
background, like random shit.
Yeah.
Dude. And then like went to like with these mics, and then producing
Yeah.
video going on now YouTube. It's been a change for sure.
Watching the quality
Yeah,
go
just,
up.
just seeing the growth is insane.
Have you noticed like your own ability at it get better? You know,
I personally have.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
I can talk way better now.
Mm.
do you feel like it helps you in other aspects of life as well?
Oh yeah,
Oh, for
communicating
sure.
with people in general.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
totally see that.
You got to be hungry too, though, like, cause, I mean, even just to get guests on, like that we
Right? No,
look up
respect.
to, or we enjoy their content, your artistry and shit. Like, you have to be able to put yourself out there and just slide in the DM real quick.
Yeah.
Simple.
No, for sure.
It doesn't hurt nothing.
It's all networking.
And even just walking up to somebody and asking them like, "Oh, what do you do? You look rich," you know.
yeah. No, I've done that too, bro.
But I mean, it's just how it works, man. You got to be hungry. I feel like
Respect.
even
What?
for something as simple.
How many episodes are you at?
This is episode 43.
43, baby. I can't.
44.
44.
44. This is episode 44.
Yeah, we drop
started
one
every
every
week.
week.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I like 44 more than 43 for
It's
some
an angel
reason.
number.
Yeah, right. Fuck it.
Mm.
Fuck
That's
it.
lit, dude.
It's pretty cool too, cause like we met people that from school that kind of like created like their own path. Like we had someone on that does real estate. That
Yeah.
guy Carlos Go, we told you about what he's doing, and then we met somebody that has their own barbershop inside our own town,
Sick.
and then like it's pretty dope just meeting like people.
Right. That's
Yeah,
dude. That's so
pretty
cool.
dope.
That's so cool. Instead of
Yeah.
having like a specifically themed podcast, I
Yeah.
think it's sick.
Yeah.
What you guys are doing, just to whatever you're interested in, just
Yeah.
bring that in. Joe Rogan type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
think that's
sure.
the best part about it. It's not really any rules or restrictions. It's
Yeah.
a lot of shooting the shit and having fun with it, like
Yeah, man.
and being good at shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so structured.
No.
And
Yeah.
that's how I like listening to podcasts, and I think we could all agree on that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm a diehard Rogan fan, bro.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I
That's right,
listened to
Rogan,
like
too.
every single one,
You've listened to every single
pretty
one?
much.
Holy shit.
But
I
not
just started.
all the way through. I use it. I literally go to sleep to it every night.
Hell yeah.
It's just what like I don't know. For
You
some
listen to
reason,
Flair?
listening to just that shit.
Dude, his voice, right?
Yeah,
Something about
dude.
his voice, I love it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just
There's
puts
so
me.
much
No
too,
homo.
just like the
Right.
random ass topics too.
Right.
Like whether it be about nature, mushrooms, how
Right.
the earth came about, like random ass shit, fighting, like crazy.
I know, dude. I was like not fucking with shrooms, and then I listened to the Paul Stamets one. Have you guys heard that one?
Yeah.
He's done a couple. He's
Yeah.
like the mushroom god.
Yeah, he talks about like lion's mane, then some other one.
Yeah, dude. He's
Also,
he's.
like,
The, you remember the whole like save the bees movement?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
it kind of
yeah.
just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, about
It's
the
because
honey.
Paul Stamets figured out he saved the whole fucking bee race with
Yeah.
mushrooms. He also cured breast cancer with mushrooms.
It's because of the honey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think the lion's mane one it cures breast cancer supposedly.
Yeah.
He was saying that mushrooms are in our soil, and it's like we can't see it, but it's there, and like they're everywhere. It just depends like which one.
Because
you
it can
take.
just grow, right? So like,
Yeah.
say a mushroom grows in my lawn. Is that like a
That's the type of
psychedelic?
mushroom.
No. Only psychedelics are psilocybin mushrooms.
So you still have to like create that.
There's a ton of different species of those, but those
Yeah.
typically come from the fermentation, and they grow out of like shit. Like they literally like
yeah.
grow out of like cow dung or whatever.
Nice.
You know, like that's
That's pretty sick.
that
Took any
dude.
by chance?
What?
Have you took any?
Yeah,
Psilocybin?
yeah.
You
How's
like
the
it?
experience? It was good.
I'll give you a crazy story when we're off because I forgot I already mentioned I'm not 21, so we can maybe cut that part,
I got
and
you.
then I can tell you.
Mushrooms on burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of mushrooms we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about portobellos over here. Yeah, dude. Well, that's sick, man. Like, it's
Appreciate
a pleasure
that.
to meet you guys
Yeah.
for
Hey,
sure.
man.
You
We
wanna
got to
meet
do
you,
another
man.
one where we can just talk shit. I'd love to just have a conversation
so
outside
down.
of music and whatnot.
so
But
down.
that was amazing. It's the first time I've kind of been able to talk about it to a group of people that isn't like my mom and the homies.
yeah.
You know, it's
Sick.
cool, man.
That's
I
a pleasure.
appreciate
Yeah, hell
the
yeah.
opportunity.
That's a pleasure
for sure.
because, dude, I tell people, I don't know if I've told you guys, but I tell my girl all the time, I'm like, dude, this guy belongs on the radio. It's so fucking catchy.
Thank
Your
you so
music's
much,
so
man.
fucking catchy. I'm like, you're gonna be on the fucking radio one day.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate
swear,
that
there's
so
no
much.
way. There's no way. I don't think there's any way.
Yeah, like the way you're going to like how you said too, how you spend like 4 hours a day toward your craft. Like that's all it takes is 4 hours a day, and you'll get there at some point. Just as long as you keep at it, you know, that's all it takes.
Yeah,
Consistency.
yeah.
So when's the next
Right.
album?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, so I got so our first single is a band, Mad Eye Moody. That shit's dropping like early April. You'll get that soon. The announcement's coming soon. All that's getting set in stone. But I'm sitting on so much music. I'll show you guys when we hang up this. But I'll probably drop something in the next 3 weeks.
Bet.
I'm planning on
With the
dropping
band?
like no, just me.
Okay.
Just call your dope shit.
All right.
And then the band's dropping. The band's gonna drop in like 3 weeks, and then pretty much every 3 weeks for like
Okay.
5 songs. So you'll be getting a ton of that
Oh, yeah.
from what you guys saw on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of that on streaming platforms and whatnot,
yeah.
which we're hoping that does really well. I'm really excited. I think it will. And then all my own personal shit, I get to choose. So I'll drop that coming up. But I think the next album / project, I'd say 6 months. Because that's
I'm there.
I want to make my first like real I want to make like a cohesive album, you know, like something that goes together and was written with the idea of it being together, you know, instead of just making a ton of fucking music and
Mashing
then
Do you have a favorite
throwing
artist?
it on a. No, I don't think I have one favorite.
I know you like J. Cole.
Yeah, I really like J. Cole. I really like Jid right now. Jid's fucking shit
fire.
up, dude.
Yeah.
I love him. I saw him live out here with
Damn.
Smino. I love Smino
Yeah.
too.
Fire
Fuck
too.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude. That's like on the hip hop end. I mean, as far as like I listen to everything too. It's like you gotta know. Like I listen to everything, bro. Like
Where do you
I'll be
get
listening.
inspiration from?
Where do I get it from?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. I feel like I get inspirations from feelings more than like real specific sounds. Like I
Okay.
love the feeling of Nirvana. I love the
Mm.
feeling of grunge and Kurt Cobain. And I'm sure when you guys saw that, you can kind of feel that like
Yeah.
punky
Yeah.
kind of grunginess. But I also really love those like ethereal songs that make you seem like you're floating. Like
Yeah.
bringing all that in and just specific artists and the way they do it. And I think I'm the biggest fan of artists that make the biggest changes and really are so defined in their own lane. Like no one's
Mm.
making shit like them. Like they like start a revolution in music
Yeah.
type shit.
Like J. Cole.
Like J. Cole, bro.
Yeah.
Kendrick. Oh my god. Like
Yeah.
those kind of like I said, cult classic type people. You know,
Mm.
So that's who I fuck with. Yeah,
See, so
Pink
you're
Floyd
staying away from like that, and that's like you're giving them their respect.
for sure.
So
For
it's a good
sure.
thing already.
Yeah, no, I don't want to step on anyone's
Yeah.
toes. I don't want to ever be that artist that they're like, is this the next? You know,
Yeah.
fuck that,
Yeah.
bitch, I'm me.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude,
All right. Last
should we
one.
wrap it? You guys want to hear some music?
Fuck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you want a freestyle or what?
Nah, fuck no. Freestyling on you, bro.
Real quick, one word description for these people I'm gonna name off.
Okay.
First one, Trump.
Cheeto.
What is it?
Cheeto.
Bad baby.
What's up, bro?
Bad baby. This is Sam, y'all. I know the cameras
on,
can't
Sam?
see him, but we've talked about him
You're the
plenty
bass,
on
right?
this podcast.
Oh, okay, heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Fire.
bassist as well.
Yeah.
Bad baby.
Catch me outside, girl.
Trashy.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Gas.
Aiden Ross.
Clown.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Kermit.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Mm.
You better say it.
Goat.
Yeah. Logan Paul.
Insincere. I'm gonna fuck with that
You're a
guy.
fucking genius.
Yeah. That was good.
And last one, Collier Doak.
See, this is the hardest one. bro. Can it be 2 words?
Sure.
Can it be 3 words?
Go ahead.
Fuck with me.
For
Yeah.
sure. You guys got anything else to say?
No, that's it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, my
Bro, thank you guys so much. You guys are fucking legends, man.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet all you guys.
Which one am I looking at? Everybody
We
go
gotta
fuck
shut-
with Collier Doak, Mad
you,
Eye
guys.
Moody. They're both the same person.
Go peep it. Go
on
peep
top
it.
of the man, the band. You got anything else you want to shout out?
Shout out our boy back here setting it all up, man.
That's it.
Show love
Say
to
hi.
Zay.
Sam.
Yeah, both y'all. No, both y'all come out here.
That works.
I just got off work. I'm feeling shit.
What's good?
I'm sorry that I haven't been taking good care of my plants. Why you gotta see them while they're dying? Oh, this is so sad.
All right. Well, love, guys. This is
Appreciate it. And everybody, I'm down. 2 of them.
To a what?
Call, you're doing that same thing.
You know, I saw the TikTok where you had fake titties on your forehead. That was goated. That was goated. But everybody, stay dialed.
Yeah, stay down.
Be while you're next to me. It's a movie scene, and I'm Charlie Sheen.